As you can see, Gold Coast, Queensland, Australia, still very smoky out there from the bushfires. And a nice 5G, it's not enough, it's 5G, but a transmission mast right over near homes and everything else, right there in the middle of the screen. That's got to be good. With these fires, over 150 burning across Australia. How do they get started? How hot does it need to be outside for fire just to ignite? Just to start. They didn't say people lit all these fires, they just started, and we believe that the temperature, even if it was 40 or 50 degrees, is that hot enough by the sun to create a fire just out of nothing? Bang, fire. What is the temperature a fire needs to start from nothing? Just due to heat alone. We accept these fires as normal and just happening. But really? But if they're going to spray fire accelerants through the chemtrails, which they've been smashing across Queensland and Sydney lately, maybe that doesn't take much heat at all to start these fires, but no one questions. We accept that they just start. What a lot of shit. No one's questioning why and how they're just starting. But as I said, these fire accelerants, the chemicals they've been spraying over the last 6 months has been unprecedented that I've seen, or in the areas that I live in Sydney. But what I've seen also on YouTube are people posting things that are happening around Australia and the world with these chemtrails. And I was thinking, these poisons, or the fire accelerants and poisons that are sprayed over us, are landing on houses and buildings. What's going to happen? When a building catches on fire now, it'll be like that building, I think it was in England, where with the cladding, they blame the cladding for this massive disaster in America. I can't recall where the building was now. Why did it go so quickly up in flames? Is it really due to the cladding, or is it due to the fire accelerants they're spraying all over our buildings? They say there's aluminium in the chemtrails. Okay, so if there's aluminium in chemtrails, and it's cloud seeding chemtrails, and that's landing over the building as well. When 5G kicks in, I mean fully functional 5G's out there, how many buildings is this going to catch alight? I'm sure they'll blame some reason, but it could be catching alight because the 5G frequency the aluminium is reacting to the 5G frequency that's all over these buildings. It's got to wear off over time. No, it doesn't. This shit stays on the roofs, on the building. It soaks in, and the fires in the building's always going to be more flammable than it was before it was sprayed with this crap. So there's a bad combination for 5G right there. And here comes a bloody abseiler. It looks like he's doing down something on the building, probably spraying it with chemicals. Now, but think about that. Our buildings, as well as the forests, have been sprayed with a fire accelerant, and now they're going to be far more flammable than they've ever been. So you wait when 5G is fully functional, how many buildings start catching fire and how many fires can't be contained when the building does catch alight. But we'll blame the cladding. No, blame 5G and the aluminium that's in the cladding, but blame 5G in general and the cloud seeding chemtrails that's being sprayed over us and the buildings. I was just about to upload everything you just heard when I saw this news story, so I've added it to the end. I think it validates everything that I just said.
In this town, Tony Gallardi was the fire chief for 38 years. He says he thought he'd seen everything. He's never seen anything, he told me, like what he's seen over the last few days.
In my 38 years, I've never seen anything like it. Like, you usually go to a big fire and there may be 1 or 2 houses that are under threat, and everyone gets together and puts them out and saves the day. You beauty. Now, you go there and there's just one house after the other. This is I've never heard of this ever happening. I think the drought, the warmer weather and the winds have created it.
He thinks the drought, the warmer weather and the winds have created it. Yes, but who created those conditions to start with? He's never heard of this ever happening. He's blown away. Well, now you've got to ask the question, why? He will ask that question one day, that something's not normal happening. And that's this bullshit in the cloud seeding our government's approving. The politicians are now blaming each other. So why don't we start suing the government for burning our houses down and everything else. They're blaming each other for it, so therefore they're taking the blame. They know they're to blame. Irrelevant of what party, the government is to blame for allowing this bullshit cloud-seeding chemtrails and aluminium to be sprayed over every bastard. Fire accelerants. That's why he's never seen this happen before, which have never been sprayed so badly ever in our history before.